Control-D is a modern and open-source DNS service for protecting all your devices. It blocks threats such as viruses and malware, advertisements, and other unwanted content that slows down your internet. With Control-D, you can quickly and easily define your own filters that will block advertisements, certain websites, and everything else that bothers you. The key advantage is that the program works on all leading operating systems: Mac, Windows, Linux, iPhone, and Android. What particularly stands out about this program is simplicity of management. Instead of creating a separate account for each device, all your devices, phone, laptop, tablet, and desktop, can be protected with just one account. All settings that you make are automatically applied to all devices you have added, and the program also provides the ability to set separate rules for each device if you wish. In this video, we will show you how Control-D works, that is, how to install and configure it. To use this program, you will first need to create your account on the official website, and the link will be in the video description. When you visit the site, click on the Get Started button and then select the Personal option. You can create an account by using your Google account or by entering your email address, defining a password, accepting the terms of use, and then clicking on the Create Personal Account button, which I will do in this case. After this, you need to choose whether you want an annual or monthly subscription. Since we want to test the program, we will click on the 30 days free trial button, and in this way you will get 30 days of trial period during which you can determine whether the program meets your needs or not. You will receive a message at the email you entered, and it will be necessary to click on the Confirm Email button to verify your email address. In this way, you have created an account and you will be automatically redirected to the application's home page. After you create an account within the program itself, you will first need to create a profile, which, as you can see, currently does not exist. To do this, first click on the Add Profile button or the plus icon in the upper right corner. You will have the opportunity to create your own custom profile by naming it and possibly adding a short description. You choose this option if you want to make all the settings yourself. If you don't want to do this, you can choose one of the predefined profiles by clicking on the drop-down menu and selecting one of the offered options that best suits your needs, such as gaming, privacy, and so on. After we create a profile, before we start customizing it, we will first add the devices that we want to protect using the Control-D application. We will do this by clicking on Endpoints section and then on Add Endpoint. When we do this, a new window will open where we need to select exactly what we want. When we click on the drop-down menu below the text Endpoint type, we will get the opportunity to choose the device we use: Mac, Windows, Linux, iPhone, or Android. Since I am currently using Windows, I will select the first option on the list. In the Endpoint Name section, you can name the device you are adding, so that you can clearly distinguish your devices if you have multiple. Then click on the Create Endpoint button. After we do this, we will get the connection data that we can manually enter. But if you want the entire process to be done automatically, click on the Help Me Configure button, and then on the first option, that is Automatic Setup. In the newly opened dialog, you will receive brief instructions on what exactly you need to do. Since we selected Windows, as you can see from the instructions, you need to run Command Prompt or PowerShell as an administrator, and then enter the command you received. So we will do that. In the search section, we will type Command Prompt, and then we will select the option Run as Administrator. When it starts, we will paste the command we receive and press Enter. After the command is executed, you will receive a message Successfully Configured, and the device should appear in the Endpoints section in the Control-D application. In almost the same way, other devices are also added, with the commands or steps being adapted to the device you are using. Also, if you wish, you can use this program on TV devices as well. There is an option for Apple TV, Android TV, Fire TV, and Samsung TV. And depending on whether your modem supports this option, you can install Ctrl-D directly on your router. This means that all devices in your home network will automatically use Ctrl-D filters, that is, be protected without the need to separately perform installation and settings for each phone, desktop, laptop, and tablet that you own. Also, you can install the program on computers that you use as a server. After we have added a device or devices, we will perform the settings of the profile we created at the beginning, which is located in the Profiles section. When you click on the Filters option, you will get a list of all the filters that you can activate. The recommendation is to activate the following 5 filters: Ads and Trackers, Clickbait, IoT Telemetry, Malware, and Phishing. Activation of other filters depends on your personal wishes and needs. For example, if you install this program on a child's computer or phone, you can activate filters that will block adult content, social networks, gambling, and similar. Then we have rules related to the services. When we click on Services, to add a rule, we can click on Add Services or on a plus icon in the upper right corner, after which we will get a list of all services grouped in the logical categories, such as news, shopping, social networks, and similar. When we click on any of these categories, we will get a list of all services that fall into that group. For example, if we click on Social, here, as you can see, we have, for example, Facebook, Gmail, Instagram, and so on. If you want to block any of these services, all you need to do is mark it, and then click on the Add button. When you do this, the blocked services you marked will appear in the Services section. If you want to block some specific service whose name you know, instead of searching by categories, you can find it by entering its name in the search section. Of course, if you change your mind and you want to unblock any of these services, all you need to do is click on the slider next to the name of the given service. When we click on Rules, we will get the ability to block web addresses, that is, websites. For example, let's say we want to block the Wikipedia site. All we need to do is click on the plus icon and select the first option, Create New Rule, and then enter the web address of the site in the field and click on the Create button. If we now try to visit that site, as you can see, we will get the message Unable to connect or Service not found. You can completely remove the rule by clicking on the trash can icon or deactivate it by clicking on the slider. If in this section you want to add a large number of rules, you have the option to create folders in which you can group these rules in according with the criteria that you define yourself, with the goal of better and easier organization. Finally, when it comes to profile settings, we have profile options, that is, settings of general profile rules. An interesting option in this section is Default Rule, which allows you to redirect your activities through different servers around the world. Essentially, this option works like a VPN. This means you have the ability to hide your real IP address, that is, location, by having the program automatically assign one of the locations from the list or by manually selecting the desired location. However, unfortunately, this option is available only for premium users, and you can see the prices and benefits you get in this table. Then, in this section, we have AI Malware Filter. This option enables blocking of malicious software, and the goal is to achieve maximum efficiency in detecting potential threats through the use of artificial intelligence. Also, when it comes to this option, you have the ability to determine the level of protection. When you click on the drop-down menu, as you can see, you have 3 options: minimal, standard, and aggressive protection level. Then we have the SafeSearch option. You can activate this option if you want to disable the display of adult content within the web browser you use. You have a similar option for YouTube, that is restricted YouTube, whose activation also leads to blocking of inappropriate content within YouTube. DNS Rebind protection is an option that you should activate. By activating this option, you will get a higher level of protection while using the internet. Some domains may at a first glance appear completely safe, and then redirect you to some malicious sites. Activating this option, in essence, leads to blocking of such abuse attempts. In this section, I would also recommend that you activate the Disable DNS SEC option, whose activation enables faster and more efficient DNS resolution, because it shortens the path to the final IP address. This, from the perspective of an ordinary user, enables faster finding and loading of the desired sites. Other options in this section are more or less intended for the advanced users who want to adjust everything in accordance with their specific needs. For most users, activating and adjusting these options is redundant and can be counterproductive. What is important to highlight is that for each device you add, you can apply the same or different rules. For example, if you are using one device and your child is using another device, it is logical that you will want to apply different rules to these two devices. Ctrl-D gives you the ability to create multiple profiles with different rules that you will apply to different devices. For example, since we have two devices, on one we will apply the rules of the profile we just created, and on the other we will apply the rules that are predefined in the kid's profile. If you click on Analytics, here you will get the ability to see statistics of everything that the program does in the background. As you can see, you have the number and percentage of blocked sites and services. For better understanding, you also have a graphical display. If you click on Activity Log, you will get a list of all sites and services to which the rules we previously defined have been applied. Finally, when it comes to the user profile on Ctrl-D, when we click on Preferences and then on Account, in addition to the ability to change the email address and the password you currently use, here you can activate two-factor authentication. If you decide to use this program, it is recommended that you enable this option to increase security and safety. If you want to remove data about the use of the application, you can do that by clicking on the Delete button in the Clear Analytics Data section. If for any reason you are not satisfied with the program and you want to completely delete your account, you can do that by clicking on Delete button in the Delete Account section. Feel free to leave any questions, suggestions, or ideas for future video content in the comments. Thanks to everyone who took the time to watch this video. I hope you find it useful or at least informative.